Being who you truly are is not going to repel the love of your life. Being your genuine, authentic self is not going to repel the love of your life. Being honest about where you are in your life and what you need and what you're looking for is not going to repel the love of your life. Whether it's your emotional needs, your physical flaws, or the ways you just don't yet have your shit together, there's nothing about you that would ever be able to scare off, intimidate, or deter the man that God created, anointed, called, assigned, and designated to be in your life. Today's episode is about the power and purpose of showing up vulnerably. You've got to throw all caution and unnecessary socialization rituals to the wayside. You've got to be who you truly are so that your soulmate can spot you quickly and easily. So that you can receive and experience the love that you were created for now. We don't have time to show up insecure, doubtful, and worried anymore. Your soulmate relationship is a part of your purpose, and the two of you have amazing things to do in the world. This means that you've got to get out of your own way. And when you're showing up afraid to be openly honest and direct about what you want, like the fact that you want marriage, or you're afraid to be honest about what you need from him emotionally, or you're otherwise hiding who you truly are and what you're looking for, you're just delaying your love. You're energetically communicating to the world that you are not actually ready for what you say that you want. And when you do that, you perpetuate your own belief systems that are keeping your emotionally fulfilled, purpose-driven love at bay. Today's episode is for the woman who is done pushing her love away. It's for the woman who is ready for the love and the union, because there is so much goodness on the other side that she is ready to be ready to experience. Oh, I loved this episode. You're going to love it too. Right now, you're listening to Naked and Noisy, Manifestation Tools for the Professional Woman. I'm Natalie Hughes, your host and your coach in this series. In each episode, I'm giving you the tools that you need to create the life you've always dreamed of without the soul-crushing sacrifice that you were taught to endure. Whether you're ready to be treated like the industry leader that you are, you're ready to be drunk in love with your soulmate, or you're ready to wake up to a closet full of Jimmy Choo every morning, this is the podcast for you. What I have to say might be a little controversial or different than anything you've ever heard in your life. What I have to say is this. Number one, you cannot fuck up your soulmate relationship. Number two, when you connect your soulmate relationship to your purpose, all of that superficial shit just goes out of the window. Number three, having understood that you cannot fuck up this connection and that this is a part of your purpose, you then are free, and I would argue you have the responsibility to show up as your genuine, authentic self. And that means being open and honest about your emotional needs, wants, desires. man comes into your life. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Miranda, and I want my last name dropped, meaning I want to be married. I want my eggs cracked, meaning I want children. What's your name? Like, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm not being funny. I'm not being silly. There are so many things that human beings have created that make shit harder than it needs to be. When my soulmate comes into my life, I am putting his ass to work. This is the second time that I'm recording this episode. And I said that sentence 18 minutes into the first one, so there was a lot more build up. And I mean so many different things when I say that. I mean, just an abundance of things. But what I really, really mean, let me boil it down. What I really, really mean is that the relationship is part of my purpose. When you utilize, and this is anything you're manifesting, when you understand the role that your manifestation plays in your purpose, it becomes obvious. It becomes a non-negotiable. It becomes easy. Like, one of the things I've been doing with God in my business, with clients, with sales, with my soulmate relationship, I'm just like, okay, we're letting all of this unnecessary shit go. Whether it's fear, shame, guilt, blame, blah, 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 blah. We're letting all of this shit go. Of course, I have the appropriate tools to process and move through these things before I get to that place where I can declare we're letting all this shit go. So I'm at this place where I can say we're letting all this shit go. All of this is done because we have work to do. There's a greater purpose at play here. There's more important things going on here. There's more important things going on in the world here. There's more important things going on in my life. There's a song. It's by Jay-Z and Rihanna. And in the song, it's like one of my favorite songs. It's like this one liner, and he just says, we're headed to the top. If you're coming, come on. Like, period. We don't have anything else to say about it. I have shit to do. We have shit to do. I'm not just talking about marry me tomorrow because I have a family that I need to give birth to ASAP. But we have other shit to do. I understand because I understand the role that you play in my purpose. I understand the role that you play in my life's purpose. We have shit to do. In order for me to get to my next level, you need to be here to serve this purpose, to serve me in this way. In order for you to be at your next place in your purpose, I need to be there to serve you in that way. We have shit to do. Everything else is nonsense. Everything else means nothing. When I connect something to my purpose on planet Earth, everything else is bullshit. And a lot of Mirandas who are listening to this are not approaching their relationships from a place of purpose. They're approaching their love relationships from a place of, will I be rejected? What if he doesn't like me? What if he doesn't think I'm beautiful? What if he doesn't think I'm this? What if this isn't good enough? What if I send this text message and he interprets it in this way? What if I don't hear from him again? What if I ghost him? Da, 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 da. So many Mirandas are approaching their relationships from a place of insecurity. They're approaching their love, their soulmate relationship from a place of insecurity. You're not having an experience where you have no idea who your soulmate is. And is this guy gonna be the one? And will he show up? Where do I have to go to find him? No, that is not the experience that you're having when you're a Miranda and you're in my world. That's not the experience that you're having as a powerful manifester, co-creator. That's not the experience that you're having as a woman who is living an emotionally fulfilled, purpose-driven life. You are leading an emotionally fulfilled, purpose-driven life. My soulmate is connected to my purpose. My soulmate, like the fulfillment of my purpose here on earth, is my destiny. It is something that I have been walking out since the very beginning of time. It is my inevitable experience. I don't need to approach my soulmate relationship with doubt. I don't need to approach my soulmate relationship with fear. I don't need to approach my soulmate relationship with insecurity. Oh my God, I have to hide XYZ different thing from him about myself because what if he learns this and da 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 da? That's not possible. It just doesn't make sense. And the reason why this is super relevant is because a lot of times at the beginning of relationships, you're setting a tone where you're open for people to play games with you emotionally. You're open for a situationship because you're not open and honest and direct about who you are and what you need and what you require in your life, what you desire in your life, what you're looking for. Are you looking for a husband? Are you looking for a situationship? Are you interested in a man who's saying, I'm not ready, I can't do it, I'm not good enough? Is that something that you're available for? Who are you? What are you looking for? Who are you? What are you choosing to experience? Who are you? What are you made for? Who are you and what is it your purpose on earth to experience? We have shit to do. I don't have time to go, oh my God, well, I don't know if I can talk to him about these plans that I have or these things that I want because what if he thinks that it's too intense? I'm sorry, if God, creator of all things, source of all things, if God created you to be my spouse, then I am willing to bet everything that I own, everything that I have. I'm willing to bet everything that I have had, everything that I do have, everything that I will have. I am willing to bet this time, space, reality that if God created you to love me, then you're probably an intense son of a bitch. Respectfully. You're probably not going to be the man made to love me while simultaneously being a guy that's like, whoa, that chick's a little intense. I don't know if that's for me. That doesn't make sense. Because when my soul, my inner being was up in heaven or non-physical, before I incarnated down here, it was always the intention to be an intense woman. I was always going to do that because that's just how I am. So if your soul has intended to be my life partner, wouldn't it just make sense? Wouldn't it just be logical for you to have been made someone that's like, hey, that bitch is kind of crazy. And that's hot. And wouldn't that just make sense? Wouldn't that just make sense? Doesn't that just seem like a divinely orchestrated by design type thing that God would do? Doesn't that just make sense? Yeah, that's a soulmate. How are you showing up for your soulmate relationship? How are you showing up for your soulmate relationship? Are you showing up like it's possible for your soulmate not to find you? Are you showing up like it's possible for your person not to be seeking you out, not to be wanting you, not to be emotionally available? Are you showing up like it's possible for your soulmate to be a man who's emotionally unavailable? I don't think so. So why the hell wouldn't you show up to the first conversation saying who the fuck you are and what the fuck you expect? Doesn't that just make sense? Doesn't that just make sense? You can't fuck it up. You can't scare away your soulmate. There's no such thing as I am so fucked up. I have been traumatized so badly. I distrust men so much. I have been so wounded. I need too much support. There's no man that's going to love me. That doesn't make any sense. Because God did not forget about you. And what kind of cruel MFer would sit in the sky going, yeah, that bitch has been battered and broken. But before she can get the love of her life, she's going to have to figure out how to be perfect. Ugh, sucks for her. Like that would be crazy. And I don't think that God is crazy. I think that God is pretty kind. And I think that God is pretty understanding. And I think that God is pretty loving. And I think that God is pretty supportive. And I think that you're pretty unconditionally worthy of love. And we just need to say a quick prayer that the trash and recycling people do not come in the next 20 minutes so I can finish this episode. Please, God, angels, universe, do not let those people come pick up these cans. Please do not. Okay, let's refocus. You cannot fuck this soulmate relationship up. You cannot be too ugly. You cannot be too imperfect. You cannot be too scarred, whether it is physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. You cannot be so fucked up that you are some way, somehow declared unworthy of the love that you were created for. You have shit to do. You and your person, you and your soulmate, you and your future husband, you and the love of your life, you have shit to do. You have lives to positively impact, whatever that looks like for you. And we get so much deeper into this inside of the Love After Loss course. I'm like really obsessed with it. You've got to connect this soulmate relationship with something bigger. It's not just a want. It's not just a wish. It's not just something that would be nice to have. And here's the thing, even if it was just something that would be nice to have, you still would get to have it. But this way of connecting that relationship with your greater purpose, it just makes it that much easier, in my opinion, to receive. And it gives your brain something nice to do, nice to think about, which is important for me in manifestation. If you're a woman like me, which you probably are, you might have a tendency to overthink in a negative pattern. What if he doesn't like this about me? What if he doesn't accept this about me? I can't connect with him because I don't have this, because I don't have this thing together, because I don't have this and I can't do this. Fuck it. What if you couldn't fuck it up? What if you were worthy of love? And when you're showing up in the very beginning of the relationship and you're communicating to a man, I am looking for a husband. I am looking for my soulmate. I want a family. I want to do this. I want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. When you're communicating that to that man and you're showing up, you're being open, you're being emotionally available, you're being vulnerable, you're being real. What you're communicating is, I am looking for someone to take positive ownership of me. I am looking for someone to claim me as their person, and I am looking to claim someone else as my person. A lot of the reasons why you're not doing that, you're going, oh, let's go on a date first, or, oh, no, we should see each other a couple more times before we have this conversation. You're avoiding it because you're afraid. Afraid of what? You have to dive into your own psyche and figure that out. I have a course, Love After Loss. It will help you. If you're avoiding being emotionally open and direct and vulnerable about who you are and what you need, it is because you do not feel safe. That is something that is your responsibility to change so that you feel safe to communicate. Hi, my name is Miranda, and I would like for my last name to be dropped, meaning I want to be married. And I want my eggs to be cracked, meaning I want a child. I am a purpose-driven woman seeking an emotionally fulfilled life. And for me, an emotionally fulfilled, purpose-driven life is one where I'm in a relationship with my soulmate and we're doing life-changing work together. That looks like XYZ, different thing, insert whatever that looks like for you. It's going to be different for everybody. I know I can't tell you my plans. I feel like that video of Sweetie, the rapper. Like, what do you have on? I'm wearing everything icy, everything expensive. I don't want to say too much because I don't want nobody biting. I'm sorry, Miranda. You got to get your own purpose. Okay? And if you know, then you know. And I feel like you do know. But what's the point? The point is that you can't fuck it up. You're not gonna be too intense, too fast, too in love, too emotional, too passionate, too needy. You're not gonna be too much anything. You can't be too much of anything for something that was made for you. Can I get an amen? I feel like I need a fucking sound effect there. You cannot be too much of something that was made for you. It's like a pair of shoes. If the shoe is too small, then yeah, your feet are going to be too much for it. I feel like you understood the metaphor. It is not possible for you to be asking for too much, for you to be too vulnerable, for you to be too needy, for you to... It's not fucking possible. It's not possible for you to be too fucked up. It's not possible for you to be too ugly. It's not possible. You got to get yourself to a place mentally and emotionally where you understand that it's not fucking possible. It is outside of the realm of possibility for you ever to be able to fuck up or miss out on your soulmate relationship, because it is connected to your purpose. These are belief systems that you have to deliberately build out. And the reason why it won't come to you if you don't build out the belief system isn't because it wasn't meant to be yours or that it can't be yours, but it's because we all have a belief system. And it's either a belief system that supports us or a belief system that doesn't support us. And if you're showing up in your relationship or in anything in your life and you're going, I might fuck it up, it might not happen, can I get this, how can I get this, how can I find this, I'm searching, I'm seeking out, I'm chasing it down, I'm panicking, I'm worried, could I miss it, the clock is running out. Oh my God, I just gave myself my own message. I delivered that message was for me. You're showing up, approaching it from a place of, oh my God, what if I can't do it? What if I don't get it? What if he doesn't like it? You know what I'm saying? It's like what we talked about in the last episode of the podcast with the guy who I won't go too deep into because I don't need to piss myself off. He's like, ladies, you want to drive a man wild? Get some perfumes and put the perfume on, and then go ask a man in your family or a man in your life and ask him what he thinks about it. And if he likes it, then you're good to go. He didn't say that in the video, but you know. And that's stupid. And I'm going to give you the perfect, literal, real life example. One of the most sexy perfume combinations that I have discovered to date is layering Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille with Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. It is sexy, it's sensual, it's spicy, it's warm. I think it could kill a man. It's that good. 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 I wouldn't wear it on a first date. Or maybe I would. No, stop talking. I would not wear that same combo if I did not want to be very close and intimate with a man. Just because of how it makes me feel. Now, I'm obsessed with the scent. And I didn't even like Tobacco Vanille the first time that I tried it. I'm obsessed with the combination, right? So I put the combination on and I'm feeling amazing. Amazing. And I'm super excited. And I tell my mom, you have to smell this. This smells so good. And she smells it and she hates it. She hates the fucking phrase. She hates the phrase, yes. She hates the fragrance. She doesn't like it. Reminds her of something, long story short, she doesn't like it. Now, if I had that experience and I said, oh my God, my mom does not like this scent. I can never wear this scent again. I can never wear this scent in front of a man because he's going to think that I smell so badly. No. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I know it with my entire heart, my entire soul, every fiber of my being. This scent combination is good shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And if I was interested in going outside of my house and being chased by a pack of wild dogs. If I was interested in having that experience, which I'm not, then I would put it on and I would go test it out and I would prove it to you. But I'm not interested in that at all. I don't like being panted over. It's flattering for a time, and then it gets fucking old, and I'm already bored talking about it. So the point is, sometimes you smell a scent. You put that shit on, and you feel how you feel with it on. And it changes and it shifts your energy and your vibe. Another woman might not like Lost Cherry and Tobacco Vanille, but the way that it works with my body chemistry and the things that I like and the way that I can balance masculine and feminine energy within myself and blah, 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 it works incredibly well for me. I know myself. I know who I am, and I get to make choices and decisions in my life based on the creative expression of myself. My mom and I have very different tastes. I have, the Good Girl perfumes. It's like a perfume line. There's a whole bunch of variations. There's Good Girl. There's Very Good Girl. There's Good Girl Blush. There's like a million of them, right? And my favorite is this perfume, and it's called Very Good Girl, and I think it's the very best fucking one. Oh my God. It makes my eyes roll to the back of my head. It takes me someplace, puts me in a trance. It does things to me, Miranda. It does things to me, this perfume. I love it. And the original, just the Good Girl, I hate it. I hate it. I think it's blasphemous. I think it's against the will of God. I think it's nasty. I put the phrase, why do you keep calling it a phrase? I don't know. I put the fragrance on myself and it smells disgusting. It smells disgusting. It doesn't smell bad, like foul, like, oh my God, that's so bad. But it smells bad, like it smells like sour. It smells like something is not going well. It doesn't mix well with my pheromones at all. I don't like the smell. I wanted to like it so bad because, in the fragrance community, there's a lot of women who are like, oh my God, Good Girl. I swear by this, my favorite one, da 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 da. No, not at all. Not doing anything for me. Not doing anything for me. It's not me in a bottle. But I take the perfume to my mom. She's like, ooh, this is good. She likes it. Which is good for her. So we're two different women with different tastes. And if I was making my choices and decisions in my life with my body and my fragrances based off of a woman who's not me, what her tastes are and what she would do in a situation, then I would not be me. And I know that I said you can't fuck your soulmate relationship up. I know that's like the first thing that I said when I pressed record here today. But if I had on that Good Girl perfume and I went to meet my soulmate, I don't think he would reject me. I don't think that he would want to cuddle. I don't. And I'm kind of being dramatic and lying. I just, no. I don't even want to cuddle when I don't smell good. So I can't imagine it. I don't like it. I don't think that he'd be like, oh my God, you suck and you stink. I don't think it would be an experience like that. But no, I do not think that he would be interested in smelling the back of my knees. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that impression at all. So what's the point? The point is that I've got to make the best choices for me based off of what I think and what I feel. And if I had on the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille and Lost Cherry combination, I think I can't say what comes to my mind. I think I might look into birth control options before I wear that perfume combo in front of my soulmate. That's what I will say. I would think long and hard about birth control methods before I put myself in that predicament. That's how strongly I feel about it. And what that means is that my person, my soulmate, the person who was made for me, wouldn't it just make sense that they would like the thing that I like the most? Isn't that just obvious? And it's not that people aren't allowed to have a sense of self, and it's not that people aren't allowed to have different ideas and, preferences and things that they like and things that they dislike. But when I'm talking about my creative expression of self, this is who I am. This is me in a bottle. You put these two together during like ovulation week, like that's me. That's me in a scent. Do you want to know what the essence of my soul smells and feels like when I'm ovulating? Smell lost cherry and tobacco vanilla, and you've got it. And like a winter night, yes, absolutely. My point is, if you were made for your person, then that's not something that somebody else can teach you how to achieve. Somebody else can't tell you who to become so that your perfect match wants you. It's about you being who you truly are that's going to attract your perfect match. It's about you being who you genuinely and authentically are that's going to allow your soulmate, the love of your life, to come into your life. And the purpose of today's episode, Miranda, is that you're not showing up. And it's not that you're not good enough. It's like you're not showing up vulnerably. You're not showing up authentically. You're not showing up being your real, genuine, authentic self. You're hiding. You're hiding behind these emotional games. You're hiding behind, I don't want to tell him what I want until we've gone on XYZ different amount of dates and until we've done this. And I don't want to tell him that I want this fully. And I don't want to be open and honest about this. And like, you don't have to be sneaky to get what you want in your romance. This is your person. I don't have to fucking pretend. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't have to pretend. I was made to be loved by you. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to wear a mask. I don't have to be someone else. I don't have to move out of alignment with my heart and my soul and my inner being. If anything, that's going to repel my person. Like the standard good girl perfume would repel my person. If you blindfolded my person and you put different versions of me and they all had different scents, my person, if he could not see me or hear me, could only identify me based on smell, then that perfume would 110% turn him off. It doesn't go with my pheromones. It doesn't go with who I am. It doesn't go with my energy. It doesn't matter who loves it. It doesn't matter how many people rave about it on the internet. It doesn't go with who I am as a person. And it's the same exact thing when you're showing up in the relationship and you don't want to be honest about the fact that you need consistency in communication. You don't want to be honest about the fact that, hey, listen, I'm healing from interpersonal trauma. And what that really means is that it's okay if you can't talk for a couple hours out of the day because you're working or you're having your alone time or blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the night before you go to bed, I would like to hear from you because that would make me feel safe and secure and wanted and desired. And that's what I need. If you don't feel safe to communicate that to him, it's the same exact thing as wearing a perfume that does not work for your pheromones. How is he going to be able to pick you out of a lineup? How is he going to be able to recognize your energy? How are you going to magnetize him into your life when you are masquerading as something that you're not? You don't have to be a super cool, fun, chill girl. You don't have to be that. I am not. Natalie Hughes is not a super cool, fun, chill girl. She's intense as fuck. And she's... Hold on. Wait a second. I was a little too eager. I was a little too eager for my own liking to go down the list of, I wouldn't say they're things that are wrong about me, but just things that are unique to me. What do I want to say here? I am an intense person. And I am an intuitive person, and I am an open and honest person, and I am a purpose-driven person, and I am somebody who knows what she wants out of life, and I am somebody who knows what she wants in a relationship. This is who I am, and this is how I present myself 24/7, non-stop, no matter who I am connecting with, and especially in a romantic relationship. As a man, you will never be under the impression of like, oh my God, what does she want from me? The man, my soulmate, was ever under the impression, if he was ever thinking to himself, I don't know what she wants from me, it's because he didn't ask. Literally. Only possibility on earth. Because I'm the most open and honest and direct person in the world. That is who I am. And the guy that doesn't really like direct girls, and the guy that doesn't really like this, and the guy that doesn't really like that, and the guy that doesn't really like intensity, and the guy that doesn't want emotional attachment, and the guy that doesn't want to be in love, and blah, blah, blah. He's not going to fuck with that. And I don't really give a shit because that's not my soulmate. That's not who God would have created for me. So if you were made for your person and you couldn't fuck it up, if you were made for this love, then how are you showing up in ways that are not in alignment with who you are and what you want? How are you showing up pretending to be something that you're not? How are you showing up lying about who you are and what you need? How are you showing up not being genuine and authentic? And it's not about exactly what you're communicating to a man, but it's about what you're communicating to the universe, what you're communicating to the world. When you're not showing up genuinely and authentically, you're not communicating to the world, the universe, yourself on a subconscious level that you feel like you're worthy of love. Ooh. When you're not showing up genuinely and authentically, you're not communicating that you think you're worthy of love. Putting yourself on the dating apps isn't communicating that you're worthy of love. Writing the affirmations and journaling to the journal prompts isn't communicating that you think you're worthy of love. Well, you know, that was a little nuanced, but you understand what I'm saying. For all intents and purposes. Just showing up and taking action, that's not the thing that matters the most. What matters is your energy. What matters is how you feel about yourself. What matters is what you're communicating to yourself about who you think you are and what you think you're worthy of. And if you want to communicate to yourself that, you know what, self, I think you're good enough. I think you're amazing enough. I think you are good enough right here and right now, just as you are. If you want to communicate to yourself that you are good enough right here and right now, just as you are, then you show up just as you are. And you expect him to love you. And you expect him to want you. And you expect him to still be interested. Even with my flaws. Even with the things that are going to take more time, energy, and effort. Even when there are times when I am not quote unquote easy to love, I still think that I am worthy of it. Even when I have moments of unworthiness, even when I have had a moment in my business where I am leveling up financially, and that manifests in a whole bunch of opportunities for abandonment wounds to pop up, and shit is going weird with my fucking money and finances, and my nervous system gets activated, and I don't feel safe to leave my house and go on walks because I'm so hyper focused on my business and trying to get things together. And so I start like blowing up in my body, and I look like a fucking blowfish because my lymphatic system is not functioning properly because I'm not moving my body in the way that I need to move my body. And it just looks like I'm gaining 101 million fucking pounds. I am still willing to show up. And I'm still willing to be loved right here and right now. Even when my body does not look the way that I would want my body to look, I am still willing to show up, and I am still willing to be loved, even when my chronic illness that I am healing and improving, even when my chronic illness is flaring up. I am still willing to show up and be loved right here and right now. Miranda, what is it about you that you think makes you unworthy? Is it your money and finances, where you are in your career, something that you see when you look in the mirror? Is it the clothes that you have? Is it your ability or lack thereof to travel in the way that you want to? Write down that list. Is it the amount of love and connection and attention that you need? Excuse me, I had to burp. Create that list. And look at that list. And well, first of all, now you have a list of things that you get to heal, not things about yourself that you get to shift, but ideas about your own worth that you get to heal. So you're welcome for that. But outside of healing it, can you go down every single thing on that list and tell yourself, I'm still willing to be loved. I am still willing to be loved. Right here and right now. Even when my body does not look the greatest that my body has ever looked in my life, I am still willing to be loved. Even when my business is not as successful as I want my business to be, I am still willing to be loved. Even when I am healing from childhood trauma and dealing with generational patterns of not feeling good enough, I am still willing to be loved. willing to share my vulnerabilities. And, you don't have to, on the first date, in the first conversation. So I was traumatized, like this and this and this and this and this. But you can communicate and let people know. I'm healing from interpersonal trauma. And as a consequence, a part of my healing process, what I need from the man in my life is someone who texts me back consistently throughout the day, or before he goes to bed, or in the morning when he wakes up. I don't know what your boundaries are. I don't know what it is that you need, but you know what you need. And if you don't know what you need, then the Love After Loss course is a great place to start. We'll look at all the things that you didn't get in your childhood and previous relationships. And then we'll get clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you need. We'll use those experiences to help you figure out what you want. Abraham Hicks, Law of Attraction. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And of course, there's other exercises and blah, blah, blah. So you can't fuck it up. No matter what. You can't fuck it up. It is connected to your purpose. And your purpose could be connected to your body in a way. Like if your purpose was to experience some sort of transformation in your body and be a source of inspiration to others because of that, if that was a part of your purpose. Like, sure. But even then, your body is not something that deters you from that purpose. It's something that supports you in walking out that purpose. What I'm saying is there's nothing that you're going through. There's nothing that you've experienced. There's nothing that you are. There's nothing that you need that could deter you from something that is your purpose. Because it's all happening on purpose, for your purpose. How many times will I say purpose? So are you willing to forgive yourself and stop pushing yourself away, trying to pretend to be something that you're not? Are you willing to accept yourself as you are and focus on seeing things in a different way, in a way that supports you in getting the man, allowing the man in, receiving the man that was made for you? Because you have shit to do. You have shit to do in your lifetime. You have shit to do in this relationship. You have shit to heal in this relationship. You have shit to heal in the world as a consequence of this relationship. You have shit to heal in your community. You have shit to heal in your family, like in your lineage. You have shit to heal in your legacy. You have shit to do. You're not doing what you came here to do while you hide away. You're not doing what you came here to do when you're pretending that you don't have emotional needs. You're not doing what you came here to do when you're avoiding having the talk about what you want and what you want to be and where you want things to go. Right? Because when you have that experience where you don't communicate what you want and what you need, you put yourself in the position for your feelings to be played with and neglected. And it's not the guy's fault. You did it to yourself. when you created an experience where you did not communicate what you needed and what you were expecting. You communicate to that man. You communicate to all men. You communicate to the world. I am looking for a serious, committed relationship. I want to be married. I want to have a family. I want to create this. I want to do this. I want to move through this. You communicate that to a man. You communicate that to men in general. You communicate that with your energy, with your declaration as you're doing your journal prompts and shit. And you're signaling, okay, I'm ready for my person. I'm ready for my person to come in. I'm ready for my desire to manifest. I'm ready to receive it now. I'm ready to have it now. When you go, I don't know what I want. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to beat around the bush. I'm going to pretend that I don't have emotional needs because I'm afraid of being abandoned. I'm afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. I don't know what I'm afraid of. I'm so afraid that I won't look at it. So I'm just letting myself be emotionally neglected and suffer. That's old. That's tired. You're done with that shit. You're done. That's boring. You're ready for your life partner. You're ready for your soulmate. So what do? What's your next step? You address the shit that has you afraid to be open and honest and real and vulnerable. You address the beliefs that have you expecting and creating a life where men neglect you, ignore you, disrespect you, aren't emotionally available to you. And if you're ready to learn how to do this, then I totally suggest my Love After Loss course. It's really excellent. In Module 1, we focus on processing the pain, where you're just straight up purging everything. You're learning how to hold space for yourself emotionally while you go through your healing process so that you're not rushing or invalidating what you're going through. In Module 2, you're healing your inner child. That's the part that you're really gonna focus on, especially if this episode resonated deeply with you, because you're going to learn how your childhood experiences influenced what you attract, expect, and accept in your relationships. You're going to learn how to soothe your inner child in order to bring healing to the parts of you that are still hurting. If you do not handle your inner children, if you do not look at the past, then you will continue being in pain. You're still hurting. You're still telling that unsupportive story, even if you're not consciously focusing on it. So that's a limited amount of happiness, joy, and good feelings that you are allowing yourself to experience, because these parts of you are perpetually suffering. So in Module 2, you're learning how to bring healing, how to bring relief, how to bring release. You're going to learn how to shift the stories you started telling as a child about who you were and what you got to have in relationships. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, it started in your childhood experience. Whatever it is that you're avoiding by not being your genuine, authentic self, by not being vulnerable, it started in your childhood experience. That's what you're shifting as you move through Module 2. You're going to address the shit. You're going to heal the shit. And you're going to also shift specifically your father wounds that taught you it was unsafe to trust, depend on, or be loved by a man. That's the newest training exercise that I included in Module 2. I just added it. like last week, and it's some of the greatest work that I have ever done in my life. It's incredibly powerful. Inside of that exercise and training, you're also going to address, heal, and shift those father wounds that taught you to believe that men don't want to take care of you or meet your emotional, physical, financial, or spiritual needs. And that's what we're talking about in today's episode, or that's what we talked about in today's episode. Part of you feels like guys don't want to show up. Why would I tell him that I want to be in a committed relationship? He obviously doesn't want a committed relationship. Why would I tell him that I want him to take positive ownership for me? He obviously doesn't want to take positive ownership for me. I already know the answer, so I'm not going to ask him. I already know what he's going to say, so I'm not going to bring it up. I already know that men are not emotionally available, so I'm not going to lead with this. What are men available for? Men are available for superficial sex, good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in module number 2, that's what you're moving through. That's what you're shifting. And the last thing you're getting in module 2 is you're going to learn and practice how I do breath work to release the pain of the past on a cellular level. It's my favorite tool. It's going to help you to regulate your nervous system so that you can feel safe connecting with men emotionally. Just because you feel safe connecting with men sexually, or maybe you don't even feel safe connecting with men sexually. I definitely have had that experience in my life as well. Maybe you don't feel safe connecting with men at all. And so you have experiences where you never make it past a date, or you only talk to guys via text or phone, and then things fizzle out, or they ghost you, or, your schedules never line up. So you just can't connect, right? There's a lot of ways that fear of connecting with men and being physically intimate with them, or being rejected by them, or being abandoned by them, there's a lot of ways that protective, that desire to keep yourself safe can manifest in you pushing men away or not being able to connect with them. Right guy, wrong time, right? All of that is going to stem from a place of fear, of insecurity. It's a wound, and breath work is such a powerful place to release those experiences, release them on a cellular level, because energy is stored in your body. Those unprocessed emotions from your past are stored in your body. So breathwork is going to help you to break up that energy, process, release that stored energy, and it's going to help you regulate your nervous system as well, so that you can start to feel safer and safer connecting with men, start to feel safer and safer opening up, being emotionally vulnerable and real, being your authentic self with men, right? And then I'm going to skip all the way down to module 5, because in module 5, you're expanding into the vibe to call in the love of your desire. And you're doing 1,000,001 amazing things in module 5. But the most important thing that you're doing in module 5, well, not the most important thing, but the most important thing for, the purposes of today's episode, you are creating certainty in your love life, because you're tapping into the vibe of an unbreakable bond with a soulmate who is committed to loving you. In module 5, this is where you're learning to tie this connection to your purpose and destiny on earth. You're also tying it to your purpose throughout the course, specifically in module 2. Oh, that exercise that I added is so good. But in module 5, we're going even deeper. We're taking it even further. We're expanding it even more. You're tying this connection to your purpose and your destiny on earth. Your soulmate is not just your wish. He is your destiny, your inevitable destiny. And what happens when you walk around earth going, my soulmate is my destiny, my inevitable destiny? You are a magnet to that love. You are open to receiving that love. You are expecting to receive that love. And the last thing that I didn't mention as a part of that module 2, when you're shifting those wounds that say men don't want to take care of you. You're shifting into the belief, expectation, and experience of men who do want to take care of you. So you're going to start telling the story that men want to take care of you. Men want to support you. Men are capable of showing up for you. Men are ready, willing, and eager to show up for you. And from that place, it's easier for your soulmate, for your person to come into your life and support you in the way that he was always made to. Okay? That's all that I got for you, Miranda. Thank you for hanging out with me on this fine Monday. If you want to learn more about the Love After Loss course, read through every single one of the modules and everything that you're getting through them, plus check out some of my past student and client testimonials, you can absolutely do so using the links in the show notes or the description. I love, love, love you, and I will talk to you on Thursday. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you laughed, learned something new, or just loved the time we spent together today, please leave a review of the podcast so that it's easier for the other Mirandas of the world to find it too. And if you want to connect with me between episodes, I highly suggest joining our free Facebook group using the link in the show notes. Love you lots, and I'll see you in the next episode.